All right, guys. Hey, it's Dwayne Huff with Write Your Own Ticket, going live on two different channels here at the same time. Hope you're doing well. Listen, before I jump in here, we're going to talk about if you want to start a business doing something you're absolutely passionate about, that you absolutely love, do this. And I'm actually going to share two things. And before I forget, if you want a proven step-by-step formula, roadmap, guide, so you're not reinventing the wheel, banging your head up against the wall, wasting time, money, energy, and effort, run over to wyotbook.com. Two versions of that book, a short and long version that will walk you straight through the process so you can get there quick. And I'm talking in the next 3 to 6 months, have it off the ground, and the next year to 2 years, be profitable and have a ton more options. But Dwayne, that's a long time. How long have you been doing what you're doing? That's all I got to say about that, right? So if you're watching this live, say hello, drop your comments in there. If you're watching on the replay, I answer and respond to all of the different comments and questions that come in. So if there's clarification or something you want to know or something that will help or serve, please do this. If this serves you, give it a heart so it spreads the message. If you hear my stomach growling there, my apologies. Or wow, or a thumbs up. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think you type in Dwayne, Write Your Own Ticket or something like that, you'll find it. And then obviously here on the channel if you're watching Facebook. So anyway, I'm monitoring two channels here so I can see who's where as you come on. But I want to talk about this. If you want to, and I'm reading this from the notes up here. If you want to start a business doing something you're absolutely passionate about, do this. So my book, Write Your Own Ticket, How to Turn Your Passion into Your Profession, Do Work You Love on Your Own Terms. That's the whole premise. But let's back up here for a second. Who am I? If you don't know me and if you just caught this video, who in the heck is this guy, right? So I'm a 10-year entrepreneur. For the past 10 years, I've been in business for myself. Started with one client in the corporate training space. One client promised me 6 months of work. And that turned into a 2-year relationship. I started building other relationships of my own. And I'm going to talk about that and how you can do that in this video. But the rest is history. I built relationships. I have roughly 3 brands. I built a seminar company called Influence Seminars, where we do professional development and soft skills training. Say that 10 times for small, medium, and large size companies. And if you work at a company and you guys do training and you've ever had trainers come in, that's what I do. That's who I am, right? And so that's the primary brand, Influence Seminars. And then the second one started 7 years ago, but it actually started when I was 15. It's a band leadership brand. So I go back during the summer and help high school band programs and college band programs build team, family, community, and leadership skills. And that's the second brand. Third brand is the Write Your Own Ticket brand. Hey, John, I see that you joined, man. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. If you have any questions or any thoughts, jump in here. Share this message. Anyway, so those are the two brands that I'm perpetuating, this Write Your Own Ticket brand. I wrote this book 4 years ago. I've sold a lot of copies of it, but I never really just leaned in and was consistent about putting this message out there because I didn't want to come to the table unproven. Everything that I wrote in my book, I wanted to be able to prove out and help other people do it, and I've been able to do that. So people come to me and they say, Dwayne, I want to start my own business. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. How do I do it? How do I do it the right way so that I don't, go into debt? I don't go into debt. I don't do it the wrong way. I don't waste time, energy, effort, money. I don't put something out in the marketplace that won't be viable. How do I do it? And here's what I tell them. Number one, and this is the best advice I was ever given. I want to give it to you. It was from Donnie Deutsch, the ad exec on Madison Avenue. Never met him, but through an article that he was interviewed in Success Magazine, he said this. He said, if you're going to start any business, take your product, your service, your idea, your concept, bring it to the marketplace and serve free of charge. Serve 10 people. On the 11th one, charge them. And the backstory was whenever you go out there and you're serving people for free, get testimonials, get social proof, get a portfolio, get pictures, get video, get any evidence or proof. But also as you put it out there, and this is what I've learned along the way, wasn't something that Donnie shared, but I've learned this along the way. The thing you have to add into there is that put it out there, realize that the market's going to push back, not want, not appreciate, maybe suggest, be open to that market feedback, iterate, put it back out, iterate, put it back out, iterate, put it back out, fail, 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 fail. Ooh, Dwayne, fail? Yeah, fail. But don't look at it as failure, look at it as a result and get through it really quick. So number one, serve 10 people, collect the information, the data, Find out what's working, find out what's not, find out what the feedback of the marketplace is, iterate, put it back out there, ask them what they want. And here's what I'm saying. Well, Dwayne, you put out you put out a training brand. What did you put out? Well, I started with something that I knew the market was buying, which was behavioral styles, teaching people how to connect, relate to individuals, who they were, how they were wired, and how the people on the other side of the table or the other side of the equation were wired, and how to adjust to that and make better relationships. It killed. And then that put me on the map, and I was able to serve. And then I started to branch out into different things. But it started with putting out something, which brings me to the second point. Tell the people in your life what you're passionate about, what business you're trying to start, who you're trying to serve, what you're trying to do, and what you're trying to accomplish. And be very specific. Well, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and I also want to do this. That was me for way too long. And I'm here to tell you, it's a recipe for disaster. Pick a lane. My wife's watching this and she's like, yeah, bud, you had recently here, I got some serious clarity and I've been going in that direction, right? But pick a lane, and pick a lane that you're most passionate about. Here's a saying, write it down. Many things in life will catch your eye. Only a few things will capture your heart. Pursue those. Old Indian proverb. Many things in life will catch your eye. Few things will capture your hearts. Pursue those. And so, passion. Let's follow our passion. Is that really good advice? Definitely don't ask somebody in the corporate world. They'll tell you it's not. Don't ask a college professor. They'll tell you not. What the hell do they know anyway? I heard an episode of my favorite radio talk show today, and they were making fun of college. And they're like, why are we sending our kids to college? It's old. It's gone. I can't wait to see colleges close for good. I'm so over it. They waste our money. They waste our time. They indoctrinate us into this liberal mindset and agenda. And I'm done with it. It needs to go by the wayside. But I digress. And listen, if you're against and opposed to that view, stay around long enough, you'll see the right way. If you're thinking in that direction, you're thinking wrong. And I will prove it to you. Because we live in a free economy, a free enterprise system that merits and rewards adding value to the marketplace. And the only person who can dictate whether we succeed or not is the market. You start leaning left and you take that away, then all of a sudden, you've taken away the thing that has made this country phenomenal, right? People who pursue their passion, turn heads, attract people, create innovation that serves the world. But it starts here. The only difference is you're going to have to learn how to iterate and be open to the market feedback, so that when you put your gift out into the marketplace and it's wrapped in the wrong paper and the market says, I don't want that. Listen, well, what paper do you want? Oh, same package, different. Took me the longest time to learn that. You got to meet people where they are. So put your stuff out there, iterate, serve. Eventually somebody's going to ask you, how much is that? How do I get that? How do I pay for that? That's when you can charge. You have the evidence and the proof. Second thing, reach out. Connect with your people. Be very specific about what you want. Hey, I'm trying to accomplish this. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I'm trying to accomplish this. And put it out there. I started my business by doing that. My first paid speaking engagement, second paid, third paid came from the same person, because one day we sat down over a cup of coffee. And this doesn't have to be hard. And I wrote it all down in a roadmap. And if you want that roadmap, wyotbook.com, go there now and get a copy of that book, 2 copies of it, the short version, long version, if you want the backstory. But I put it out there. I went, and she said, let me see if I can open some doors for you. She did. First paid speaking engagement. Killed it. They asked me, hey, you want to come back? I said, yeah, how much you charge? I told them that I was back. About a month later, the same lady calls me back. She says, hey, I'm on the board of a conference. We need a keynote speaker. Will you do it? How much would you charge? I told her. I was in 3 speaking engagements. 1 person, first time out of the gate. Now, I wish I could tell you that I kept doing that. And I should have. And I'm encouraging you in my hindsight, please do that. But I stopped. I stopped reaching out to the people who knew me, liked me, and trust me, and telling them what I was trying to accomplish. Doors couldn't be opened. And for a good 6 months to a year, I sat with no business. So once you start that, do that. How do you do that without annoying your friends? How do you do it? Set it up this way. Never have an agenda. with your friends, your family, your coworkers, and the people that you're going to reach out to, and let them know what you're trying to accomplish. Be the genuine person you are, serve them, give, always be a giver in your life, add value to them, give them things, support them, encourage them, listen to them, build friendships. But if you have a vision, a goal, and a dream that you're trying to accomplish, just drop a hint and say, hey man, I don't know if you know anybody like this, but this is what I'm trying to do. If you run across somebody, please let me know. And if you, I'll give you an example. If it was me, it's, hey, just the other day, 10 years into this, friend of mine, new friend of mine, wonderful friend. You know, we made connection, you know, probably 6 months, maybe. It's been a while, not a long while. And we were hanging out, you know, just hanging out. I bought him a drink. And I said, hey, you know, I said, just to make this a legitimate business expense, I said, if you run across anybody who's looking for a train, let me know. He goes, cool. We went on. Didn't say another word. 2 days later, get a random text from him. Hey man, shoot me your stuff. I think I can get you in. Because I let somebody know. In passing, wasn't knowing, hey man, do you know anybody who wants to train? Hey, no. I simply mentioned it in passing and continued to build an awesome friendship because that wasn't predicated on us being friends, nor should it ever be. It's just eventually, whenever you're cool with somebody, they're going to say, hey, what do you do? You know? Another great friend that opened a door for me last year. I never asked him. My wife was having a conversation with them in my absence. The next thing I know, I'm sitting here having a beer, and the guy says, hey, man, I hear you do this. Let's talk about that. We had a great conversation. Next thing I know, in one of the biggest accounts I've had, because people just want to know what you do, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, and they want to help. Don't hide it. Share it, you know? But always be cool and always lead with that friendship and the value that you're bringing. I see some people here. Hey, Garrett, man. Hey, Ryan. Guys, if you're still here or if you're watching this on the replay, say hello. Anyway, so always build on the friendship. Never have the agenda, but let people know. Open your mouth. I had a friend reach out to me. I'd done some great work in the past. We work for the same organization. And she reached out to me recently. She's tried to get me I'm seeing things with squirrel. She's been trying for the longest time to open some doors for me in the current company that she's with, because she knows that whenever I was in the company together with her and doing the work, I did some great work and I made some change, right? And that's not to brag on me or whatnot. It's just to say that I took care. She valued it, blah blah blah. So she's trying to get me some engagements with this company. And so yesterday I started the process with that, had a great conversation with a potential client. Could be a huge, maybe even the biggest to date opportunity that I had, because I kept in touch. I kept checking in. I kept nurturing relationship, and I kept the course and stayed consistent in what I do. And she knew that I did quality work. Same thing's going to happen for you. So get clear on what you want. Find what it is you're passionate about. Don't be all over the place. Be very specific when you ask people and tell people what you're trying to do, so that even if it's 6 months down the road, I learned this from a mentor of mine. If I come to you and say, hey, I'm a corporate trainer and I specialize in communication and leadership, or I specialize in influence and leadership. And somebody said, well, what is that? I say, we handle everything from team building to communication. I said team building and leadership, or communication and leadership. That person is going to go down the road at some point. You're like, no, I don't really know anybody, but somebody 6 months from now is going to go, hey, do you know a trainer that specializes in leadership? Dwayne. Right? And for those of you who work at companies, we cover everything that has to do with influence and communication, really. Leadership falls under that, sales, negotiations, management skills, the whole gamut of soft skills. So that's how it evolves. But if you tell somebody specifically, they'll remember 6 months, 9 months, 12 months from now. Whereas if you say, I do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, they're like, and they can't help you. They can't open a door for you. You have to be specific. You have to be focused. You have to be consistent, right? And that was a Achilles heel of mine for the longest time. So this is not hard. And if you want the roadmap to it, wyotbook.com, go grab a copy, 2 copies. And if you don't like it, tell me. I'll give you money back, keep the books, whatever. But you need a roadmap. Don't go alone. You need a mentor. But get out there, serve 10. It might be 2, it might be 1, it might be 20. But get the social proof, get the evidence, get the pictures, get the photos, get the testimonials. LinkedIn, Facebook, whatnot. Carry your phone, get testimonials. That's what I did. And then finally, set it up to where you're letting people know what you're trying to accomplish. The people who know you, like you, and trust you can open doors for you. And if you don't know anyone, like I'll be honest with you, for years, I'm sitting in front of my computer, a complete hermit, not getting out, talking to anybody. As I mentioned before, get out, start hanging out, mingling, talking to people, building relationships, not rooted in agenda, but just open. Eventually they're like, hey, what are you doing? What's late? Like, doors open because you're around people. And I know this is probably not this amazing, phenomenal insight here, but one thing dawned on me probably about a year ago is that all opportunity in life comes from one place: other people. There's no opportunity that comes any other way. So we must stay connected. We must build relationships. We always must be giving value and nurturing people and building strong relationships, not expecting anything to come back from us to us from a particular person. Not saying that's the end game, but knowing that we're activating 3 principles that will serve us as long as we don't stop giving. Number 1 is law of the harvest. What you sow, you reap, in much more abundance at a much later time. Number 2, the law of reciprocity. Anytime you give and serve, it ignites and activates in people. It's like you're creating a balance sheet, and you have this balance of being a giver, and they feel very uncomfortable not doing something back. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, and you shouldn't expect it to, but that brings us to law number 3, the law of circulation, which says as long as you continue to give, which is why I tell you go out and serve 10 people and charge the 11th, as long as you continue to give, and you don't break that flow, the law of circulation says it's coming back to you in some form or fashion. The problem I had, and I don't know if you face this, but the problem I had is that I was giving here, expecting it to come back here. And when it wasn't, I get frustrated, stop, quit. Guess what stopped? The law of the harvest, the law of reciprocity, the law of circulation. Lead as a giver. There's a book called Go Giver. I've not read it, but right there, Go Giver. Go and see who you can serve, who you can give, who you can love on, who you can nurture, who you can open doors for. And don't worry about what they can or cannot do for you. Be that person, and doors will open for you. All opportunity comes through people. It might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen 6 months from now, but before you know it, somebody's going to call you up out of the blue or text you or email you and say, hey man, you told me last year that you were a corporate trainer and our company just got a huge grant. Can you submit your stuff over? And you're going to be like, ugh, or whatever that looks like for you. But you got to get clear on what you want. Be very specific. Start telling people that know you, like you, and trust you what you do, what you want to do, or what you're trying to accomplish, because that can open doors and get it rolling for you. And then persevere. Get evidence that suggests that the stuff that you're doing is good, so other people can see, and keep rotating that cycle. Always on a foundation of service, give, and being just a really solid person. This can happen quickly. Like I said, my first paid speaking engagement came from asking one person or telling one person. I didn't even ask her for a gig. I just simply put the intention out there and said, hey, I've always been passionate about this. This is what I want to do. If you hear of anything, let me know. It just happened to be the right time. Okay. So if you want more detail, wyotbook.com. If you would like me to work with you personally, let's jump on a strategy call. Talk about what that looks like. I'll help you develop a plan. And at the end of that strategy call, I'll say, hey, there's your plan. You want to go do it? Or would you want my help? If you want my help, we'll talk about what that looks like. If not, go do it. Right? Again, law of reciprocity, law of harvest, law of circulation. If I give and help and serve you, it's coming back to me. Just like when you do it, it's coming back to you. I don't care where it comes from. It's coming. But here's what I do know. You got one life. And if you're stuck in a job every single day that you don't like, or you don't mind it, it's a great job, it pays well, but there's more beyond that, because God gives you your job to prepare you for your work. It's your time. And if you keep seeing this message or keep hearing this message, I just talked to a guy the other day. He's making a transition in his life, a pretty quick and abrupt transition, but he realized some things needed to change. And he said, I read your book, dude. It was amazing. He said, and I decided there was more. And so we're making that move. I'm like, dude, good for you. Let me know if I can help. right? So anyway, I hope this served you. If you liked it, give it a heart, a share, tag somebody that could use this message. If you're in a place where you're like, I don't know what my next move is, let's talk. Drop it in the comments or send me a message and we can set something up. I'm here to serve. And I tell you what, you're going to walk away after you talk with me for 30 minutes to an hour, probably more like 2 hours if you're willing. You're going to be so jacked up, man, you're not going to be able to sleep. I mean, just pure energy about this stuff because it's important. It's my life's mission. It's my life's calling to help people write their own ticket and turn what they love to do, their passion into their profession, do work they love on their own terms. Start with the book, wyotbook.com. And if I can be of service, let me know. Stay tuned. Like the page, like the channel, and go out there and just put the intention out there. It's going to come back quicker than you can ever imagine. Have a good one, guys. Talk soon. Bye-bye.